and Texas A&M. We talked a lot about on the show how using the metrics that I've been looking at for strength of schedule, Texas A&M has a really nice win with their week 2 win or week 3 win in Notre Dame. But after the rest of that, they've avoided Georgia, they've avoided Alabama, they've avoided Ole Miss. They finally go up against Texas. Granted, it is on the road. And get I will say this, they got taken out to the farm and turned in a cow into hamburger meat there on that one. How far does the first question I got to ask you is how far does Texas A&M drop? Because their strength of schedule is not phenomenal.
It's not.
And they look kind of average against Texas, Texas, again, I don't care what Sark wants to say and go, well, you don't want to schedule Ohio State. Great. Don't lose to Florida. Don't go into yes. And
don't lose to Florida. Don't go to overtime versus Kentucky and Mississippi State.
If you were dominant all year,
you're extremes. Against good teams you play up, and then against the bad teams or mid teams you play way, way down. There's never an in between with Texas this year. You know, and you have UTEP, Sam Houston State, and somebody else. So you with the Ohio State loss, it afforded you like, all right, we could lose one conference game, go play for a conference championship, which you thought you would do. But you go and it wasn't just a close loss before. Florida owned that entire game. That was a DJ Lagway, Billy Napier coached Florida team in the swamp that you completely unprepared for. Arch, until the fourth quarter, didn't really look very comfortable. You were getting the pass rushers there. Your offensive line was terrible. But then you have no excuse to go to overtime in Lexington or Starkville back-to-back weeks. You know, maybe one of those, I get it. It's like, all right, it's a sleepwalk. But you lose to Florida, but then you go dominate. Now, you beat an Oklahoma team whose offense already struggles with an injured John Mateer. If Mateer was healthy and that offense was clicking, which I don't think Mateer's fully healthy even now, but the offense doesn't look good, maybe you don't win that game, but you kind of like, oh, we're going to get back here, we're going to go beat our rival, and then you just laid back down, kind of wade the weeds through, and now you're the one crying. Well, you know what? You had chances. Don't lose to Florida, like we mentioned. Don't go out there and show dominant efforts. You know your offensive line's terrible, but A&M, they're just a little brother, and they knew exactly when they walked in that building, just like last year, and that's why I called Texas to beat them on our preview episode. You knew this was going to happen. Texas was going to get up because it meant more to Texas. A&M thought, well, we're in. And we either get a home game at Kyle Field potentially, which now, based on the way everything went, chalk could be in jeopardy. Or we go play for the SC championship game, which we haven't done. This is 2 years in a row with a week or two to go in the season where they drop the ball, figuratively and literally, to keep themselves from playing for a conference championship. Or so Reed looked uncomfortable. The defense didn't do anything. They were running lost. The offense was just dysfunctional, completely unprepared for A&M. And maybe that strength of schedule came back. They did obviously get lucky versus Notre Dame. And that's where we had the Notre Dame Miami conversation, but also now that it's a one-loss A&M team who won on a controversial final play up in South Bend. Yeah, they have one loss, but the way that I see them as a football team, are they better than Oklahoma? Are they better than Alabama? Are they better than BYU? Are they better than Notre Dame? By 1 point, yes, but there was some blatant holding. If you want to have a head-to-head matchup, then A&M's ahead of Notre Dame. But are they better than Vanderbilt? Are they better than Miami? They're obviously on the field not better than Texas, but Texas has 3 losses. This is like, as much as we bash the committee actually has a very hard job. But it's not the top 6 teams. It's easy. And then you have the group of 5 team, which I think will sort itself out. That's gonna be easy. So you have 7 of your 12 is pretty locked in, guaranteed. The other 5, it's not easy, and you're not going to solve it by expanding the playoff, because then we're going to have this conversation. Well, number 20 in the country, number 21 in the country, and then it becomes number 26 and number 20. We do it for basketball. They're the 68 team. Well, we got 5 other teams that should be in the over the 68 team. Then we're talking 70, 80, 90. You have to stop it somewhere. So the committee has issues. They aren't the smartest, but they do have a very tough decision on how do you